Da, 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 da.
What the hell is it? Like, oh, it's like
Pittsburgh Pirates.
there we go.
No, Alex, we didn't know about the
Yes,
Pittsburgh
see, right here.
Pirates.
Seahawks currently leading the Broncos 17-13 on Monday Night Football. That makes no sense. Is there no Thursday night game tonight, guys? What's going on? Program alert. Between the Chargers and the Chiefs is currently airing live on Prime Video. What? Amazon bought out the NFL Network. You can't watch the game on TV.
No, they all like split it. They all kind
No,
of like,
but-
it's like a, you know, they're like a divorced
But
parent.
you can't, Kim, this is the first time ever you can't watch a football game on TV. Regardless of the channel, you can't watch a football game on TV.
You can't watch football on TV.
Because of the network that brought us the Lord of the Rings series.
Wow.
Jeff Bezos truly is ruining everything. Now he's ruining football. You have to go on Prime Video to watch football. All right, Chargers beating the Chiefs. What? 17-7? That makes no sense. I can't believe this.
It's the only bit of football that Alex has been able to watch today at all, so, you know, I'll let him have that.
17-7 in the third quarter, guys. Chargers are beating the Chiefs. I'm calling it right now. Chargers keep that lead and they win the game. What are you thinking? What are you thinking, Kim?
That's an easy thing. Yes, of course they're going to win. It's 17-7.
You don't think the Chiefs are going to come back?
Nah.
Patrick Mahomes?
Nah.
Super Bowl champs?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Yeah, Chargers got this one, guys. We're both calling it. We'll be back at the end of the game. End of our game. Our news game.
Hey, what up?
Okay,
Let's see what happens.
To start the episode off, now that I did do my little football thing, I told you to save it for the podcast, but Kim listened to Joe Rogan for the first time.
No, not for the first time.
Well, like, curiously, like, anticipated because you knew you were going to do the show. So you, like, actually listened to that guy.
Yeah.
And it turned out, I guess, I have not heard this guest yet, but it turned out to be, according to my theory of Joe Rogan, which is the shorter, the worse the guest. Probably the worst episode of Joe Rogan ever, since it was only an hour long.
I don't know how this guy got on it.
An hour long, that's it.
First off, what's his face? What's his name?
Joe Costa, I think, or something
No,
like that?
Joe Costa. It's like Joe Pence or Joe something. This guy
It's so
produced the worst Stars Born, and I'm saying it. The Barbra Streisand A Star Is Born is trash.
Joe Rogan.
It's trash, okay? It is not as good. The best one is the 1934 version, which is not a musical. It's the best one.
Jon Peters.
Jon Peters, okay? He produced that. He was first Barbra Streisand's hairstylist. Then they started dating, and then he started producing a bunch of stuff.
Well, I mean, that's
including her movie.
We'll go to that first because that's one of the clips he dropped on his YouTube page was that Joe Rogan. But my whole theory has always been with Joe Rogan, like as a fan of the show, you know when the interview is going sour, when he wraps it up, and we've all seen him wrap it up early. Usually it's around the 2-hour mark. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just listened to an episode earlier this week with a doctor that was kind of, you know, going off on some tangent. He had some great things to say about, like, you know, being kind and, you know, nurturing kids and stuff.
Be kind, rewind.
Yeah. But here's this thing. Okay, so this is you want to do the harassment one?
No, the Barbra Streisand's hairdresser.
So there's 3 here. So there's him meeting Elvis.
I also thought that
Michael
new
Jackson.
Elvis movie was great too, and I'm like, who is this guy?
So when he met Elvis and Michael Jackson.
No.
When he
I'll
produced
be covered Barbra
Batman, the
Streisand's
TV
hairdresser.
show, or when he became Barbra
Streisand's hairdresser.
Okay, all right, here we go. I haven't heard this guy at all. This is one of the only guests I haven't seen.
It's very disappointing. I'm very disappointed.
I can't believe it's only an hour long. I mean, it's clearly.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Well, let's see. I bet you I can probably tell.
The Paganos, the Italian twins, they did Marilyn Monroe. They did all the movie stars. So when I was a little kid, I was in their beauty shop.
Wow.
And I got
so
married.
When was the first time you saw like a movie star?
Joe Rogan don't want to interview this dude.
So it wasn't even weird to you.
No. And then I did their hair. See,
Right.
On the magazine.
He accidentally let a
Lions
homeless
County,
man onto the show.
they tell
How
their
did this
friends.
guy get on the show?
Oh my God!
I was doing 40 people a day.
homeless
So how did you go
in
from
Austin.
Was it Barbara Streisand? You
Yeah.
went
Right.
from hair to
It was
movies?
basically Barbara, yeah. I met her. I put the word out that I wanted to meet her, and I'd go anywhere, anytime, any place for free, and I knew the free would get her. And
John,
also-
are you a hustler?
Yeah, baby, I am, motherfucker, every sense of the goddamn
Sure.
word,
What a
man.
crazy question. What a crazy question to ask someone. It's such a strange question.
I don't know, is Dana White a hustler? Are you a hustler?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you hustle, right?
Yeah.
Even when your leg hurts, you hustle. Me too. The
Yeah.
only difference is that I had to deal with overwhelming anxiety, which I have now pretty much got under control.
Well, that's another thing that
Just
mushrooms tend
just
to
going
help
into the
against.
fight, because everything was like a fight to me.
Right. So you were constantly
Yeah,
on
so when
edge.
I was a kid and we were at Van Nuys Junior High School and one of the Chicanos told me off, I'd meet them in the back of the gym. 500 kids would show up and we'd go at it. I'd take them out, I'd wrestle them down.
What
boom,
the
rap,
fuck
bop,
is
was
Yeah,
that?
I
real.
know.
And
I'm
it
like, how
happened
does
all
Oh
guy
my
get
God!
People would challenge me.
It's
the
only
kids
an
would
hour
come.
long. It's
I always had a
fascinating.
sense of
He's
dramatic.
a man who
One
signs a
time I knew I
contract
couldn't
to
beat this
interview
kid.
people for 3
There
hours.
was the bleachers. He was
And after an
standing
hour,
there.
he had
I
enough
went
of
up
this
on
man.
the
Yeah.
bleachers and I did a Superman punch. I dove off the bleachers and hit him. Like
Well,
that.
he's bullshitting. I mean, he's totally
I went this way,
bullshitting.
that
Like
way.
he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
didn't know it was a
authentic.
Superman punch. I used the bleachers as a launching pad for my punch.
That's a creative maneuver.
Yeah, I'm a creative guy.
Jordan's like, I can't. Oh, man.
He's like, what the
I
fuck?
got in any street fights. with him.
My,
Yeah,
who
I
the
avoided them
fuck
all.
let
One
this
time-
guy
yeah,
in the
smart,
door?
But
Yeah,
I was
I
hurt.
gotta get the fuck
my,
outta here.
My dad died.
I gotta get the
was
fuck
in a
out of
lot
here.
pain.
get it.
I didn't feel the punches. I didn't feel
Fuck outta
nothing.
here.
Yeah.
I got shot right in my chest. I didn't feel it.
You got shot in your chest?
Yeah.
What caliber?
22.
Why did somebody shoot you?
Yeah, it was a gang fight, and guy brought a couple of guns, and this guy shot the gun.
You can tell he doesn't want to be
And then,
there.
like, many years
He's like,
later,
this
when I
guy's
married
fucking
Leslie Ann Warren,
lying
who was a big
on my
Broadway
show
star.
about a bunch of
We went to the
bullshit.
doctor, and the guy took me in the room. He said, I said, what? He said, you know you got a bullet in your chest? I said, shh, don't tell anybody. It was in the fatty part of the thing, and it's still there right now. I love doing hair.
How did you get into hairdressing?
When I got out of juvie, my mother, the judge said you have to put him somewhere, so she put me in beauty school. And I had shot 5 guys. And
What?
You shot 5 guys?
You shot 5 guys.
Yeah.
How'd you shoot 'em?
Yeah. It was an accident. I never said this before.
5 people
It
by
was-
accident?
Yeah. It was a gang fight. It was a fight in San Fernando, and there was like 30 guys.
What?
Has the statute of limitations passed on this, or should we edit this out?
Yeah.
You're out there shooting
And,
people.
and,
He's like, I'm good.
And it was somebody else's.
It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Everybody in woodshop was making a weapon.
What?
I remember that from high school.
Yeah.
I used to make nunchucks and say they were table legs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
I was
what
making a
happened.
gun.
And this guy came with these guns, and
What?
these guys was good, and I bang
What?
bang, and then this guy
I
was,
bang,
it was-
bang?
You just
and then I
Alec
was like,
Baldwin
oh my
it?
God, what the fuck? That was the changing of
Just
life.
went
And then I was like, oh, what the
And when I was
fuck?
in
Like
juvie-
Alec Baldwin.
A guy that I met from Boys
I
Town.
don't know.
which was
Oh,
Trigger
push
was
the button and it
a
fucking.
place where a lot of fucked up kids.
After I
go.
built it, he built
He
it.
came
He
from
built
Boys
it, and
Town.
then
He
he
ran
was like,
away,
oh!
went to juvie, and they weren't supposed to. They weren't supposed to have things, and they covered it up. But he tried to get away, and they shot him on the fence right in front of me and 30 other guys.
What?
And he was fuck you. He was. I said, man, you're gonna get killed. You gotta shut your fucking mouth. You gotta take it cool. If you're gonna get out of here, you gotta work your way out. There's no escaping this. Strong, big, blonde-haired guy, farmer boy. Years ago,
Oh, boy.
and then I'm getting tired. I gotta go. But
He's
Oh,
tired.
also, he
years ago,
he
when
left.
I was with Leslie Ann
He
Warren,
left early.
I had a beauty
I'm getting
shop.
tired. I
It
gotta
was on the corner
go.
of Rodeo
He's
and
been
Broadway.
there
It
for
was
an
called
hour. It's a 3-hour
Joe
show.
Rogan.
I'm tired. I gotta go.
Girls, everybody's into girls, because I'd have like 40 or 50 beautiful girls getting their hair done all day long. This guy comes in, my mother happened to be
What?
working at the desk.
That's not a good thing to
And he
say.
comes
OJ would
in
come
with
hunt the
overalls.
girls.
Go, Joe. Come in.
I'm here to see Cinderella.
Okay, enough.
You know.
We're done.
Whoa.
Wow.
See, now that makes sense why A Star Is Born was such a shitty movie, because that guy produced it. So,
That's crazy.
yeah. See, that was not a good thing to randomly come up. Oh, Elaine has this giant thumb. You want to come over here?
I can't believe. Wow.
Yeah, Elaine.
Yeah, Elaine always takes all the attention
She's adorable.
into
She's
the show.
adorable. Look, some
Show's
dachshunds
supposed
have
to
their
be
own
about-
show. Elaine could have her own show. If you think Elaine should have her own show, comment.
Own show, Elaine.
Yeah.
See how I made that difficult so no one does it?
I'm just going to hold this treat so Elaine can chew it because Alex decided
And we
to
can
get a
just
large
listen to Elaine eat the treat.
Yeah.
Now, let's get into the news. By the way, it's really cool because on this Apple TV, we have this little cute thing over in the corner, and Prime Video has a live thumbnail. The thumbnail is live.
Of the score.
So it's third quarter, 7 minutes left, and we're still at 17-7. So
Yeah, see,
Chargers
it was not surprising. I told
probably
you.
going to pull this one off. And I mean, that was a surprise to start with, but not
Yeah.
a surprise for the finish.
All right, so what do we got going on in the world today?
Well, we got to get to the 5. We got to get to them Fox News contestants
Get to the
and
facts.
see what they're doing. Can't believe that I turned on the NFL Network earlier and thought that that was the game, and it was something from a different year.
Yeah.
But here we go. The 5.
All right, hello everyone. I'm Dana Perino, along with Judge Janine Pirro, Geraldo Rivera, Jesse Waters, and Greg Gutfeld! Exclamation point. It's 5 o'clock in New York City. This is the 5. Liberal cities spending millions to fight the homeless crisis, but the problem, it just keeps getting worse. There's heartbreaking
ever gonna get
images
bored
of
of
those
being
living in
upset?
deplorable conditions on the streets becoming all too common. As Democrat leaders get accused of dumping billions of taxpayer dollars into failed programs that do little to solve the issue.
They're becoming real deplorables.
No, wait, there's like a sign that says like pay prime.
San Francisco
Whoa,
spends an
San
astonishing
Francisco?
But she called them
$100,000
deplorables. They're
per
actually
homeless
becoming
person.
deplorables.
New York
right in
shells
front
out
of Chelsea Clinton's home.
$58,000 per year per
Wow.
homeless person, but it hasn't helped. A recent
Chicago only
report
pays
says
9,000.
since the brink-
Chicago!
Like whatever.
Fucking killing it!
person.
Fucking killing it!
Homelessness problem
Quite
in the biggest
literally.
city, putting McDonald's CEO in a tough spot.
Suck a
They've been
dick.
trying
What
to
are they
entice
paying? Like,
employees
what do they
back
spend?
to
Where does that
headquarters in
money
Chicago
go? That's
and
a lot of
called on
money.
city
In
business leaders
Chicago.
to address
No, I'm
problems.
saying
goes
like
in the
San
mayor's
Francisco.
pocket.
No, but San Francisco, right? Over $100,000 per homeless person, you can buy them a house.
Yeah, but they
What's
don't
going
hire
on in
somebody to
Chicago?
buy them a
There's
house, and then that
general
person
sense
doesn't.
out there that our
McDonald's
city
is like,
in
there's
crisis.
homeless people in our restaurant.
The truth is, it's more
gotta get
difficult
them out.
What is going on in Chicago?
McDonald's executives
McDonald's
to relocate
CEO.
to Chicago from one of our other offices than it was just a few years ago.
Judge, we could talk about any American city, but you know Chicago very well, and what he's saying, you think that's happening for other businesses as well?
Well, it's true.
Absolutely,
Chicago's
and I give him
from
credit.
McDonald's
I
from Chicago.
absolutely give the CEO of McDonald's
Started in
credit
Chicago.
for actually
I
making
thought
an
McDonald's
issue
started
of
in,
this.
like, California.
Look, the big cities are in crisis.
He
but not
went
just the
on a
cities
trip
and
to
the people who live
California,
there,
saw the two
but
brothers in their
businesses
drive-in and
are
went,
now
"Oh, I'm gonna make
recognizing
restaurants
the
like that," and
impact
brought
that
back
crime
Chicago.
has on their bottom line. And that's why if you don't have law and order, then what you have is anarchy, and then you have businesses that aren't going to be able to
She looks like
survive.
she's
This
constantly
homelessness,
having a stroke.
in addition to
Yeah.
the look that's unsavory. I mean, I know people that we send
It's
to
like if
jail
Nancy
for
Pelosi
less
was a
than
reporter.
$106,000, which is what they pay in San Francisco.
It's quite impressive though. They got a
the issue
nice
is,
little
what are we
toaster
gonna do
oven
with these
there.
people?
See,
Some
look,
of
it
them are
says
criminals, there's no
prime
question
pay.
about it, who have mental health
On
illness
his face.
at the genesis of their crime they're involved in. But everything's
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not funny.
That man don't have an arm, or he's faking not having an arm.
No, he's New York. I've seen the, you see
Yeah.
people, I've seen
Oh,
people
yeah,
with
the
legs.
people- yeah, or like something just growing off the side of their face or something. You're
I
like,
saw this
whoa.
dude crawling on the subway with
it's
no
a sad
legs.
situation.
One.
And there's nothing else
I
that we
swear,
can
he
do.
was like, "Can someone give me
Make sure
money?"
that
And you're
people
like,
who run these
"Here,
cities
dude,
understand
take it." Like, I
that
don't,
it's not
you
just
know,
about safety
like
You're using your hands on the floor of a subway.
crawling, like,
Did the numbers
yeah.
surprise you? They surprised
Yeah.
me, Greg, like how much money is spent per person. Because if you walk around the streets of New York, San Francisco, Denver's got a huge problem.
All the things that spin off
Look
of
at
Law
these-
and
look
Order.
at these
All,
words.
it's about
They're
all the
spending all
TV
this money,
shows
but
that
it's
spin
not
off of
working.
Law
Law
and
and
Order.
Order, yes.
I'm not surprised. Liberals love throwing money at problems because it's
I
not
just
their
love these
money,
like
it's our
really
money,
rich people
and they
being
get to
so
parade themselves
offended
based
that
on this phony
right
compassion
below
that they're
them,
doing something.
there's a
Look
homeless
Yeah,
guy.
and then listen to the guy. He's like, what is that? He's like,
He's
he's
like
hitting someone with a
biting
broom?
someone off.
Oh my gosh, what is going
Because you have to
on?
speak these
Someone off with a
unspeakable truths,
broom.
But that means you have to be
Oh,
risked. You have to
man.
risk being
I'm
called
sorry. This is
uncompassionate,
crazy
heartless,
shenanigans.
and cold. But you have to. The unspeakable
Look,
truth
okay,
of
wait.
Honestly-
this:
But
a
there's
majority of law-abiding citizens are at
it's
the
just
mercy
weird,
of
'cause
a few thousand,
there's homeless
10,000,
right
50,000,
below
maybe
them.
500,000 nationwide.
That's true.
Of people
Like,
who exist
in the
independent
building
of
they're
our rules,
at.
laws,
It's not
and
their policies,
manners,
though.
Right? We have defined a heinous lifestyle.
Just sitting
homelessness
here in
as a
suits,
lifestyle
in
choice,
chairs,
right?
unboxing
And I'm saying,
news.
Hey,
except
they
for,
have
like,
already
the
spoken out when
tiny
the homeless
exceptions,
guy
right?
burned
And be
their
so
Christmas tree.
offended about it, though.
Hey, they already
When you see
spoke
these
out when the
extras,
Why
homeless.
do you not
They're
fix
not
it?
hanging out like the
They already spoke.
jovial
Alex, they already
transients
spoke
in
out.
LA.
Take your fucking
Used to-
Alex,
pockets.
I've been trying to say this 5 times.
Yeah, what?
Alex told me that I need to speak up more. And I said, well, Alex, you need to start listening more because I can't talk as much because he's always talking over me.
I know that.
I was trying to say that they already were speaking up about it when the homeless man burned their Christmas tree.
Oh, I forgot about
See?
You didn't let that in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just saying.
She's so frisky tonight.
Alex told me I need to speak up more.
Yeah. No, I lost that one entirely.
Yeah, you did.
I have to just be humble and suck that one up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
they have been upset since the Christmas tree.
Okay, but like what is compassion is? Is compassion like helping them or is compassion just being like, oh, like what do you do with compassion?
I don't know. The Beat with Ari Melber.
Extraordinary times. We are grateful. The Beat with Ari Melber starts right now. Hi, Ari.
Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much. Welcome to The Beat, everyone. I am Ari Melber. And we have a lot going on. There is
Why
a
doesn't he
shift
shave?
in Trump world
It's weird.
as one of the people
It's very
who
even,
was
though.
loyal to Trump to the end on the big lie.
It's
and
very
even.
like former Chief of Staff
Buzz.
Mark Meadows.
Uh-oh.
You may remember, he threaded the needle with the January 6th committee. He did not get indicted. He did not testify. But now he's talking, reportedly complying with the DOJ because he was hit with a criminal subpoena. So we have more
Okay.
on that, but we begin with something on the line between policy,
Oh,
human
shit.
rights, and yes, the trolling politics of the MAGA era. Ron DeSantis is trying to cruelly exploit and use human beings as a type of prop for
Immigrant
trolling
families to
political
island?
point, as well as endear himself to apparently people
Martha's
who,
Vineyard.
in
Yeah.
public, call the shots with
To
what
island?
this
I thought it was fun.
I thought
supposedly
Martha's
mighty,
Vineyard was like a
powerful
peninsula.
governor
I didn't know it was an
does,
island.
He
That's
is
an
the most powerful person in the state of Florida in the government system, but apparently he has bosses that outrank him there. And they don't live in Florida. A lot of them are based up and around the East Coast at Fox News. We'll explain. The MAGA governor has now flown 50 undocumented immigrants, including minors or children, on a plane up to Martha's Vineyard. So this is a real thing, but it's also a type of trolling performance art designed to trigger or upset liberals.
Yeah.
Now, one immigrant is saying
Hey,
that they were actually
DeSantis,
misled about
I'm
this
an
or
immigrant.
lied
Can
to,
I
that
go to
they were
Martha's Vineyard
told
for free?
initially that some sort of
Can I get on the plane?
refugee association would be involved in this project, that they would get some sort of work and housing on arrival. Well, here's what's really going on.
I am
They
so
are
mad. I'm an
being
illegal
used.
immigrant,
And
and
I'm
I
so
don't have
on
a
fucking
Political
Martha's
about
Vineyard.
where people who may be
I'm
undocumented
so mad.
should
I'm
end up in America
offended.
and
I'm
sanctuary cities and
I'm
trolling.
offended.
And then, of
Why
course,
don't we
it was
ask
seen
the
as a funny
fucking
thing
people that live
Fox
on
News.
Martha's Vineyard to help them out?
Martha's Vineyard. This
One
is
of them
amazing.
is an
This
ex-president
is
named
checkmate,
Obama.
Relocating
Another one is
immigrants to sanctuary
Oprah.
cities and states. By the way,
So why don't
Let's see
they
what
fucking
Henry-
pay
if you can
for the
choose them, 'cause
goddamn
I'm kind of a
immigrant?
Nantucket guy.
Jesus Christ!
Do you think they're going to be embracing their new neighbor?
Offended at it.
You know, these are all sanctuary cities until they're in their sanctuary.
So that's the idea. It's supposed to use human beings and their
Right. They're not
location,
embracing them. They're
their
saying it's
residents,
offensive that they did
as a
it.
way to try to point out what they believe is some sort of policy difference with people who have more lenient immigration policies. As we'll show you, this all originated, though.
And you're
with an idea from
offended
Tucker
that we're
Carlson and
dropping
Fox.
them off at
Now, the
Obama's house.
residents there at
Why?
Martha's Vineyard are responding. They are helping provide food and shelter. The immigrants spent the night.
Why are
in a
they
local
offended that
church.
we're dropping
Crowds
them
have
off at
gathered.
Obama's house?
A
They're
local high
mad.
school
They're like, you're
senior
not
who was
supposed to
born
do
in
that. You're supposed to
Colombia.
keep
You're
them
not
in your
supposed to drop them
state.
off at Obama's
Translated
house.
You're supposed to
again,
keep
this is
them in
all
your
a real
state.
thing.
We don't want them in
It's
our
not the first
state.
time the right has pushed this this kind of stunt.
No, when they were dropping them off
And
in
as you
downtown
know,
New York,
here
it was
at
totally
we try
fine.
to report on this stuff
They're
with
all
the evidence
offended
and
now
the
that we dropped
facts,
them off
but
at
history
Obama's
can
house.
be
Hold on.
instructive when you look at what is not new. The exploitation of racial and ethnic grievances.
Oh,
in
now
America.
they're saying it's
The
racist.
JFK
Now they're
Presidential
trying to
Library
make it
notes
racist.
that in the early
It's
60s,
racist now.
Southern white citizen councils.
I don't
had
think he
these
gave a fuck
so-called
what
reverse
race they
freedom
were.
I don't care. It's
which were then orchestrated.
Figure it the fuck out. If there wasn't illegal
It's
immigrants
baller.
everywhere, we
It
wouldn't do it.
is
Tickets to northern
a
cities,
ballsy
again, with the
move
lie,
that they are doing,
misleading
and
them
I
with
find it
promises of,
thoroughly
quote, jobs,
entertaining.
housing, or better
I find
lives. The
it
library
thoroughly
shared
entertaining.
A 1963
and
newspaper article about this.
The
Black
JFK
family,
library
Black American
tweets.
family there, including some
Why
children,
is the library
basically
tweeting
pushed
at
off
us now?
and up north by the White Citizens Council of
Excuse me?
Louisiana. I'm joined now by former RNC Chairman Michael Steele. We take a look at the history because on the one hand, there's nothing new.
They're trying to
it's
say
not
that this
shocking
is
in
like
that
the
sense.
1960s.
But it has these ugly roots. It's very performative, but as I emphasize, also very real
Oh my God,
to any
this is-
human
no, this
being
is
who
too
gets
much.
caught up
Alex,
in
this is
whatever
too
you
much
want to
for
call
me.
this ploy, this trick.
This is too much.
How are they
right-wing
saying
messaging.
this is a thing equated
They
to the
are
civil
doing
rights
it as
movement?
a political statement, as a symbolic statement that the Biden administration needs to deal with the border crisis. And they're
they
trying,
did it 'cause they're
trying to say-
racist.
and they're trying to say now it's racist. So you know what?
It is racist. It's extremely racist. You don't remember when the governor of Georgia put Abraham Lincoln on a bus and sent him up to the north? Or Martin Luther King?
Wait,
or
hold
whatever.
on. In order to go to the funeral of the Queen, Biden has to go on a bus. So, I'm just saying.
Is he going to sit in the back of the bus? Will he
Will he sit
take
on
a seat in the back of the bus? Or will he demand to sit at the front of the bus?
He gonna demand to drive it. He'll be like, "Oh, go over. I'm gonna drive this bus."
No, excuse me, sir. You need to sit in your seat.
I'm the president of the United States. I'm gonna. You see, I can drive. Okay. All right.
Oh my God. All right. Special report.
We almost made
Wow.
it. I'm torn between Backstreet Dogs.
It's so funny because it's just like it's such a smart ballsy move, and people get so mad about it. It's like you're just egging them on. You're just egging them on.
They're going to do it more.
In the battle between Republican
No one
governors and the
clearly
Biden
had any
administration
old,
over
like
border
older like
security
siblings at
and
all.
what to
when you're-
do with the hundreds of thousands of illegal
here comes
immigrants
Fox talking
and
about it.
amnesty seekers who are coming into the U.S.
What, Harris's home?
Today, Vice President
He's
Kamala
sitting at
Harris.
Harris's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
challenge to her
Who
contention
lives on
that
Martha's
the border
Vineyard?
is
Just
secure.
fucking people
this
in
is in
charge.
DC. This is in DC.
Migrants landing on
Oh,
the
in
Democrat
DC.
frequented
Oh, they're
island
sending
of
them
Martha's
to her
Vineyard,
house now.
and busloads rolling
To the
in
vice
front of the
presidential
Vice
house.
President's residence
Yeah.
here in
The actual
Washington,
house.
D.C.
Yeah.
All sent
Oh,
by
man.
Republican governors who have pledged to make a point
Fucking
about the
what a-
crisis they see at the border. The White House
What
called
a
it
fucking
inhumane
stunt.
to use migrants as political
Man, we got
This
8 weeks
covers
left
one
of this,
the
Kim.
byproducts of the border crisis, the
Week
opioid
1,
outbreak,
it was
the boom
Trump,
of
right?
fentanyl
And then
throughout
the Queen of
country
England dies.
hits home for
All
returning
out on
college
that
and
whole
university
FBI thing.
students.
Goodbye.
Now we
Real
got
Fox
these.
team coverage
And now
tonight.
they're
Joey
already
Turner
going
here
with
in
the
Washington
oh,
with the increasing
man.
danger
Hold on.
from the fentanyl-laced drugs.
see what's going on.
Jackie Heinrich at the White House with the shift on the border messaging from the Biden team and reaction to the Republican governor's moves. But we begin with correspondent Bill Malugin along the southern border, as he has been. Tonight he's in Eagle Pass, Texas. Good evening, Bill.
Brett,
Just
good
sitting
evening
in
to
a
you.
river.
Just a few days ago, VP
They got
Kamala
this-
Harris
Guy just goes behind him.
that the border is secure. And now
This one with a
Texas
floaty.
Governor Greg Abbott says he's decided he has to bring the border to her. And early this morning, that's exactly what happened.
Snap.
2 migrant buses sent by the state of Texas arrived near the vice president's residence at the Naval Observatory this morning. More than 100 migrants,
man, this
mostly
is-
single adult men, were
this is-
released there.
It's crazy.
With Texas Governor
This is-
Greg Abbott tweeting
this
in
is
part,
brilliant.
quote,
This is
VP
so
Harris
brilliant.
claims our
Brilliant.
border is secure and denies the crisis. We're sending migrants to her backyard. The migrants were predominantly Venezuelans, with one of them telling Fox's Griff Jenkins the border is not closed.
It's open, not closed. The border is open. It's open because we enter, we come in, free. No problem. Yeah, we came illegally, not legal.
On Wednesday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis sent 2 planes with migrants to
illegally, not legally.
Totally illegal, but
illegally, not legally.
Just ballsy though. Like not
Just
even
like
caring.
whatever. He's standing in front of the vice president's house.
And yes, we will help facilitate that transport for you to be able to go to greener pastures.
In Uvalde, Texas, Fox News was
exactly.
They
Put him in the
smuggler.
lowest
The smuggler and several
crime
illegal
density
immigrants bailed
area.
out of the
Why
car
wouldn't
and
you?
ran off into the brush. Texas troopers went in and arrested all of them. And in El Paso, Texas, Fox News video shows several hundred migrants gathering under a bridge after crossing illegally.
That's
as the
what
city
we be
deals
doing,
with the
though. I'm
surge of
sorry.
illegal
It's
crossings.
not like a free-for-all.
CBP facilities there are over capacity.
People fight.
As are
Dude,
local
I have
NGOs.
friends that fight and fight and fight and have me sign their fucking things to be able to have visas, to be able to be here.
The Democrats really cared about the
It's not the same as just being somebody that's poor in Venezuela and getting to fucking just get poured into fucking Harris's house.
I have a friend
That's an advantage.
who literally
That's
got married
bullshit.
and had to wait like almost 2 years to get his wife
I know,
over.
it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not about, and that's the thing is they're using the rhetoric that you're racist if you say you don't want these people here, because where should they go then? They need help. They fucking need to stay in their country and figure out their fucking help.
They are aware of that letter, and they have no comment.
Oh my God.
We'll send it back to you.
Newsom sent a letter to Merrick
Bill
Garland saying
Now
that they
to the
should look
slight
into
change in the
kidnapping charges to the
language we're
governors
hearing out of
because
the
they're
Biden
kidnapping
administration
them and
about the
sending them
border.
to these other
White House
states.
correspondent Jackie Heinrich has that part of the storyline from the North Lawn.
Oh
Good
my
evening,
God.
Jackie.
Good evening to you, Brett. The White House says if these Republican governors really cared about border security, they would be pushing Republican lawmakers to fund the Department of Homeland Security. And they say the fact that Fox News got a heads up about the migrant arrivals, but not DHS, shows that this is all a political stunt, in their words. But Team Biden's taking no blame for record border crossings under
Doesn't
this
matter if
president's
it's a political
watch.
stunt.
They
It
are
doesn't
not
matter.
telling migrants to
Hold
stop.
on a sec. DHS is mad that they didn't know.
Right.
It's called the government and having border security. If you don't have the border security to know that these people are coming, then that's on you. You're saying, oh, the governors didn't tell us. I'm sorry.
I know.
You should know. Your Department of Homeland Security. If you're the Department of
government's
Homeland
like-
Security and you don't know, I'm sorry, that's a problem.
So the government is saying, well, if those people over there were serious about this actual issue, they would let the government know and let the people that we fund to do this job know before Fox News. Well, Jesus Christ. It doesn't take much for them to know and for Fox News to know.
Yeah, so clearly.
Are you telling me that the Republicans and Fox News both know more about border security than DHS?
That's troubling. That's a problem.
If it's true, then why don't we just hand the border over to Fox News and the Republicans? I don't understand. If they already have more knowledge than the DHS, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
So dumb. All right, News Nation.
But this is big. This whole, and you know the reason why? The thing is, everyone was busing stuff. Everyone was there doing buses. It was already going. DeSantis pushed it over with the planes to Martha's Vineyard. Like he was like, yeah, no, they're doing the buses. They're doing the buses. Yeah, all right, whatever. I'm gonna send a plane, 2 planes, and not to New York or Chicago.
Well, because
I'm gonna send them to Martha's Vineyard. Drop the mic.
Your only argument can be that it's inhumane. But is it not inhumane to not have a place for them to go? And that's the counter argument every time.
Is it inhumane to also be telling these immigrants that they
Come
can just
here and
come
we're just
and we're
going
gonna
to
take care
source
of
you.
you? They should know. There should be word getting back is like, you're going to end up on a bus and they're going to bus you to a random state and then there's going to be all this stuff and you're not going to know where you're going to go. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
They should know that because then maybe they won't come.
Yeah.
That's the point. We don't want to be like, whatever.
And Kamala Harris already told us not to come. Play the clip.
So I don't know. I think I'm thoroughly entertained. I'm thoroughly entertained.
I think this is a solid week 2 of campaigning by the Republicans. They are up 1 on the advantage spectrum.
Yeah.
They're doing the best they can. And Trump's not even involved in this whole thing. This is great. Y'all are smart as hell.
Yeah.
You've pulled it out from under them. They want to turn it into Trump and the FBI, and you're over here throwing immigrants everywhere.
You know what? Also, the reason why I'm so excited by this is that they're having fun by it too. You know they're laughing about it, which is great. It's just nice to have some fun in politics again. You know, people need to laugh.
Balanced news. Here's News Nation in rush hour.
Ooh.
Brand new video of firefighters saving a family trapped inside a burning home.
Is that hose off the truck? All right, fire it up.
Dramatic dash cam and body cam footage showing crews breaking down the door, hosing down the flames, and getting everyone
that's
out
fucking
safely.
news.
I got you, Michelle. I got you. Doing good.
No one was hurt, and the family's dog even got a few treats from a first responder.
It's always good to know the
That's
dog
the news today
survived.
around the nation.
We are just getting started.
Oh,
A lot
that
more
was
to
the
tell you
end.
about.
That was
News
the fluff
Nation Rush
story at
Hour
the end.
continues
Oh, because
right
you're going to
now.
do the fluff of the...
Yeah.
Are they going to do this border thing? Oh.
Right now on Rush Hour, migrants.
But what are they going to do? Because they're the balance.
Country, a political
Oh, I love
battle
these guys being the
escalates
balance
with
now.
asylum seekers arriving at the vice president's Washington home.
What?
Brett Favre's Mississippi welfare scandal, the investigation uncovering the Hall of Fame quarterback's
Oh, no.
ties
He
to
fucking
the
stole a bunch of money from
governor.
welfare?
Investigation into the Alabama jailhouse romance, the nearly 1,000 phone calls between accused murderer Casey White and a prison guard. An officer struggles with a man during a traffic stop. See the moment
Jesus
Good
Christ.
Samaritans come
Don't
to
have women
the
be
rescue. It is the top of the hour. You're
The
watching News
fucking-
Nation Rush Hour. I'm Nicole Burley. We do begin with one of
Hey.
the most closely watched Senate races.
They gonna
in
debate.
They did debate. They are going to
Pennsylvania's
debate.
They are.
Senate seat.
Live on News Nation.
Oz and Jon Peters.
Oh, fucking got it.
October 25th.
Dude, News Nation is going to fucking blow up.
Live for us in Washington with those details, Kelly.
Well, Nicole, after weeks of debating whether there would be a debate, Jon Fetterman and Dr. Mehmet Oz have nailed down a date to discuss the issues in one of the most watched races
They're
in
so
the country.
excited.
But now
They're
that's
so excited.
opening
so
up.
excited.
They're like, we're a
Look at that.
fucking real news organization, guys. We did it.
A lot of debating.
Because
Here's where
you
things
know, Oz is like,
stand
I'm not
right
doing
now. It will
MSNBC
take
or
place
CNN,
on
they're
October
slanted,
25th,
and then
weeks
Fetterman's like, well,
before
I'm not doing
Election
Fox,
Day, and it will
and
air
then News Nation is like,
Everyone-
excuse me, I'm
Right.
in the
in
middle.
Harrisburg.
But even just think about like us doing this show. Even in the second week, I'm very much more interested in what News Nation has to say, especially when you know what the lead story is. We know it's about the border. We know what Fox News is going to say. We know what MSNBC is going to say. We know CNN is just going to be shit about it. And probably just talk about the Queen.
Honestly,
But this is the interest that like we have now. Like they came in right at the right time. They knew the next election we were going to need it.
Yeah, I just wish that, Fetterman, you know, the number one thing that bothers me about him is that he wears a hoodie. I'm sorry, like if you're gonna be a governor, like at least dress for the job,
no, it's
or
because he-
senator or whatever the hell they're gonna
He's
be.
got this giant tumor on his neck.
2 practice sessions, and that
He has this
News
weird
Nation should
tumor on
not
his
ask
neck.
questions that
Yeah.
Stop!
I'm telling you, he's hiding this tumor.
Okay, well,
and it
you
looks
can-
like a baby, like a dead baby on his neck.
Stop. You mean he's like a demon on the back of his
Yeah,
neck?
he has a fucking tumor that
Okay,
like
well,
may
you should
be
still-
alive.
Well, you could still find something better to wear than a hoodie, looking like you just you
It's
rolled
the
off
only way to
homeless.
cover
He
it
looks
up.
homeless.
Look, you know how he has that hood back there? That's covering up Voldemort, homie. I'm telling you, it's real. It's really there. And apparently we're not allowed to make fun of it. We're not allowed to make fun of it. He's a fucking public figure. He can't be out there being Harry Potter over there. What the fuck is this?
Saying in a statement today, no candidate will get the debate questions prior to the debate. And right now, Fetterman has nearly a 9-point lead over Oz.
I love this shit. They've just made up an entire committee and everything for this debate. They're like, we have an bipartisan committee of people.
Can get through these debate details.
See, that's a better shirt that he's wearing in that picture.
Oh, he's down.
Live here
Polling
on
average
News
is down
Nation on
8.5
October
points.
25th.
8.9.
All right, Kelly Meyer live for us in D.C. Thank you. And the art of the debate in American tradition along the campaign trail, but debates appear to be on the chopping block. Jon Fetterman agreeing to just one debate against Dr. Oz. Of course, as Kelly said,
cool.
airing live right here on News Nation. But the debate about the debate seems to have just started. Michael Schnell, a reporter from our partners at The Hill, joins us live. So, Michael,
I think we're good
both
with this.
sides agreeing to a number of stipulations. Is that unusual?
Well, I think what's unusual about this situation is what the stipulations relate to. They all relate back to the stroke that Jon Fetterman suffered back in May, as Kelly noted, asking for closed captioning, asking for time to practice with that closed captioning, and then the Oz campaigning coming back and saying, well, we want to be able to tell the audience why and prepare for any potential delays that may cause. So while sometimes either sides in debates will request certain things, I think the requests that we're seeing in this specific
So they're
situation,
going to ask a question, and then Fetterman's going to be like, hold on a minute.
Because they relate back to his
because it's not
health.
every campaign cycle that candidates suffer health issues like
Why
this.
are we
That's
letting
what makes
someone
these
that
particularly
can't
interesting and
fucking
particularly
do
unusual?
a debate?
So, Michael, calling these stipulations unusual, is there maybe a realistic scenario where one side backs out because these
They might back
stipulations
out, so
are
then
not
they're
met?
just not going to do it. Right after they said they were going to do it, they're not going to do it.
Damn, I'm
All
eating.
right.
You're still eating this thing.
Oh, she's
The Young
like
Turks.
going
Why
in
are we
it,
doing
the
Young
whole-
Turks?
Young Turks, here we go.
Oh, we didn't do them last time.
I know, but why not?
Power panel. Your resident goofball right here, Jen Huger. Serious news anchor John
loud in my ear.
Idarola. Jessica Burbank is taking it to the bank at Rebel headquarters and on the main show. Okay. So, do we have a fantastic show for you guys? Of course. Are there super important and serious stories? Yes. Will we analyze it better than anyone else? Of course. But
I'm
we
already
also
bored.
have a set of hilarious stories peppered throughout the show.
What?
Okay. There's no salt.
Is he gonna say
on
smash
today's
that like
show,
button?
But there is pepper.
Smash that like button.
So I'm going to do a very rare tease of a members only story.
They are not the Young
funniest
Turks
story.
anymore.
Wow.
They are old,
It's gonna be
irrelevant Turks.
Oh
They subscribe to get custom emotes.
Story of the year. But we also have a super interesting
On
story
Twitch?
later
On Twitch.
that is not political.
Sorry.
It's gonna be
Tired of
well
ads. I'm
timed
tired
and
of this show.
But should you dump your girlfriend over student debts?
What?
Drama.
Just in case, already did. I'm not taking any chances.
Look,
Should you
look, Johnny
jump
Pie,
your
always
girlfriend
thinking.
over student
Always
debts?
Dump your girlfriend.
Everyone
So,
has student
all
debts,
Without further
so
ado,
I don't.
let's do some politics.
Is
Hey,
that
we
a
don't have any
joke?
time for any more ado. So everyone, prepare
Is that
to
a
hear
joke?
the most divisive
I think
speech
Let's do
in
some
American
politics?
political history. Starting with this.
Equality and democracy are under assault. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism
Wow, they're calling this
that
divisive?
threatens the very
It's actually
foundations of our republic.
Dark brand.
Now, I want to be very clear. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology.
Now, that speech that you're hearing from President Biden can mean different things to you depending on who you are. If you're a member of the mainstream media or pretty much any right-wing political commentator, what you heard right there was indecipherable. It was just swears and slurs, and that's it. It was unacceptable. It certainly wasn't anything that was going to unify us. If you're a regular person, he was acknowledging truths that we've all come to understand 4 or 5 years ago at this point. But anyway, he also made clear there that the comments he was making were about the most extreme end of the MAGA movement, not regular
So if you're
Republicans.
normal
I think he was honestly
person,
being
it
too
doesn't make
fair,
sense
too
if you're
generous
mainstream
to them.
media.
But that said, he
Doesn't
did
it?
have more warning to do. Take a load of this.
The Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated.
Why are they
By
covering
Donald
it?
Trump
why
and
are
the
they
MAGA
why are they
Republicans.
changing
They do not believe
right?
in the rule of
But why
law.
are they
They do not
changing the
recognize the
angle
will
of their
people.
camera
They're working
on
right
his speech?
now, as
It
I
was
speak,
front
in
and
state
center,
after
and it
state,
made him look crazy.
to give power
And now all of a sudden they're like
to
tilting the
decide elections in
camera.
America to partisans and cronies. MAGA forces are determined.
This is weird
take
that they're
this country
covering that still.
backwards.
It's because they don't know what to do about the.
Their show's really
about the-
old though. Like
Yeah,
that's like
that's dated.
Coverage
Not even
continues
gonna
now
talk
with
about
one Mr.
beef.
Wolfowitz,
Wolfowitz
right
here.
next door in a place I like to call the Situation Room. I'll see you tomorrow.
I thought he was gonna grab something else. It was like,
grab my
like balls.
I'm Jay Tapper.
Like
grab
a
my
red
balls.
ball.
Now, a rail
Balls,
strike
because
that
I'm
would
Jay
have been
Tapper.
disastrous for the U.S. economy.
All right, what
has
happened
been
now?
avoided after the Biden administration brokers a tentative deal.
Okay, but that didn't
I'll
happen.
speak with a key
So-
player in the talks, the Labor Secretary.
That's the
Marty
story?
Walsh. He'll take us
They
inside
don't want to talk about the border.
negotiations and tell us what happens.
They don't want
next.
to talk about the border.
Also tonight, the Republican governors of Florida
They hyped
and
this
Texas
rail
are
strike.
ramping
Yeah.
up the political fight
And,
over immigration by flying and busing more migrants to the Northeast, delivering
This
them
is
to the
not
resort town
funny.
of Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts and to Vice President
Motherfucker, it is
Harris's
funny.
doorstep
Send them Venezuelans to goddamn Martha's Vineyard. Send more of them.
CNN
Fucking
exclusive.
ask Obama for money.
White House Chief
There
of
you
Staff
go.
Mark
It's his
Meadows
fucking
has complied
policy.
with a subpoena
Jesus
in the US
Christ.
Justice Department's
Billions of
January
dollars.
6th
Fucking feed 'em.
investigation, potentially
Raise
escalating
them.
the legal
Turn them into
dangers
NBA
for former
stars.
President Trump.
Wait, that's a little too
Welcome
much.
to our viewers here in the United
mean,
States and around the
what are
world.
you gonna do with an immigrant?
I'm Wolf Blitzer. You're in the Situation Room.
Stop.
It's either that or like a well-known TV director.
President Biden is
That's
touting
all you
the
think
agreement
immigrants
that
are?
prevented
Like,
a
is he
triple
Tyler
national
Perry or is he
railroad strike.
Tyler
LeBron
Perry
James?
was not
Not
an
a done
immigrant.
deal
What are you
yet.
doing?
Tonight, we're learning more about his
Neither
role
one of them
in
are.
the talks. Let's go to CNN's White House correspondent, MJ Lee.
I really actually kind of hope that they end up striking
This is
tomorrow
like, they're
anyway.
just like, fuck you.
I hope they end up like calling in like the pilots did anyway tomorrow. Like, come on, can we just get another strike in our lifetime?
Economic crisis averted.
This agreement
I don't
is a big
understand.
win
Why
for
is
America.
Representatives for freight rail companies and unions for
But
thousands
why
of rail
is our
workers
president
reaching an
negotiating
11th-hour
with
deal,
a union?
warding
That's
off
weird.
a worker strike that
Because
was
it's like a
expected to
public
begin at
thing,
the
'cause it's
stroke
the
of
rail.
midnight on Friday.
This is a win for tens of thousands of rail workers and for their dignity and the dignity of their work.
Key negotiators descending on Washington, D.C. on Wednesday for talks
Government
hosted by
shouldn't be
Labor Secretary
negotiating
Marty
union
Walsh.
wages.
The final breakthrough announced after a marathon
They shouldn't be
20 hours of
negotiating
high-stakes
deals with unions.
negotiations
That's called
that
the
extended
Soviet
late
Union.
into the night. Compromise reached on a number of major issues, like working conditions for engineers and conductors, wage increases, staffing shortages, and scheduling rules.
Because of the labor agreement, those
They
rail
got a
workers
paid
will
day off.
get
They got one more
better
day
pay.
paid day off.
20
They got one more day off.
One day off.
One day off.
Improved working conditions. Peace of mind around their health care by capping the cost that workers will have to
Yeah,
pay.
where the fuck is mine?
The tentative
Huh,
deal
Biden?
marking a major victory for the Biden
Why is he
White House.
bragging about how
President
much he
Biden
paid somebody
himself
else?
Had increasingly
You know what I did
inserted
for these
himself into the
guys,
talks in
everybody else?
recent days,
I gave
calling
these
the
guys a raise.
negotiators
I know I didn't give
directly
you a
to
raise, I
try
raised
to
your
get them
fucking
out of the
goddamn
impasse.
price of groceries, but
After spending the day at the Detroit
give
Auto
the
Show
rail
on
workers a raise, so
Wednesday,
vote for
We
me.
all know I'm a car guy.
Biden calling into the still ongoing meeting at the Labor Department after
Why do they
returning
keep
to the
acting like
White
he's
House
driving
in
when
the
he's not
evening.
allowed to drive?
We knew that if this
They keep putting him in the driver's seat with a double.
severely cripple the supply chain
It's so weird.
and the economy.
The possibility of a rail strike had already canceled some long-distance trains and alarmed administration officials. A strike could have created crippling supply chain disruptions and wreaked havoc on an already fragile economy as the White House continues to grapple with stubbornly high inflation.
This agreement allows us to
Showing
continue to
$100
build a
bills.
better America with an economy that truly works for working people and their families.
There's just no overstating how important it was for this White House to
Oh,
avert
well, thank
this
you so
rail
much for
strike.
keeping the
A
railway
huge sigh
alive.
of relief here at the White House for dodging what could have been a really tough situation, both politically and economically. Of course, this is a White House that is still dealing with issues like inflation that
CNN's
remains
idea of
stubbornly
news
high
is
and
to just cover
generally a pretty
non-news.
fragile economy. So the last
Hey guys,
thing
we
that
found
this
out
White
there's
House
no news
wanted
over here.
were more obstacles that could have
Real
gotten in the
quick,
way of the
5
economic
minutes of nothing, please.
Absolutely right. MJ Lee at the White House. Thank you.
Guess what
very
happened
much.
today?
I want to go to
Nothing.
CNN
The
Transportation
thing that didn't happen,
Pete
didn't happen.
Montine. Right now he's
Didn't
over
happen.
at
That's
Union
the- that's what
Station
we're
in
covering
Washington.
today.
Pete, Amtrak was bracing.
Let's
bracing
talk
for
some
the
more about the thing
possibility
that
of a
didn't
strike.
happen.
What's the impact
Okay,
on
guys,
train
that's so
commuters
weird.
All unions
tonight?
do nowadays. They're like, we're gonna strike.
Ooh, we're
Oh, we're gonna strike. We're gonna strike. We're gonna strike. We're definitely gonna strike. Okay, we're fine. Whatever. We're good. That's all unions do nowadays. I want them to strike. Come on, that's exciting at least.
I
Instead of
know.
This whole thing. Like,
We need
come on.
We need a good old
Oh,
strike.
Jesus, we need some big old strike.
All right, now we're getting into the national evening news. Got
What?
CBS up now.
Ah,
CBS
more
News. Here we go.
Now let's get the latest at clickorlando.com. We'll see you at 7.
Oh, her hair's so nice.
It's because of Florida.
So
Tonight,
nice.
a nationwide
When I see
railroad
that hair,
strike
I'm like,
averted.
damn.
President Biden announces a tentative deal between unions and the rail companies.
Oh,
avoiding
the
what
national
could cost
news
the US
is
economy
nothing.
$2 billion a day.
Don't worry, guys, it's nothing.
The president calls
Also,
it a win
later,
for America.
governors are being
CBS's
racist.
Nancy Cordes on the marathon 20-hour negotiations.
This is not news, guys.
Migrants
This
sent
is
to
not
Martha's
news.
Vineyard.
What's news is that there's going to be a debate on News Nation. What's news is that.
50 asylum seekers to the liberal
No,
enclave.
they don't show their faces on this.
Oh my
network.
God! Did you see that? They're gonna blur the whole fucking thing.
But meanwhile, all the other state networks are like, we're gonna show all their faces. We're
I
gonna
don't give a
interview them.
shit. We're just gonna show how racist these people are being.
Indiana's abortion ban.
We don't want to show their identities.
I want to know where they're gonna go next.
Why the fuck don't they want to show their identities?
Diaz is at one clinic which
Can they
just
bust
saw
them
its
to, like-
last patient.
Where else can they bust them?
The Queen's funeral.
I say just
We're
keep busting
learning
them in
about
Martha's
the new
Vineyard.
roles for William
I say
and
just
Harry
keep
at
on
the
busting
final
in Martha's
goodbye.
Vineyard.
Plus, the
And Beverly fucking
Princess of
Hills.
Wales greet
But Beverly
well
Hills, they
wishes.
can push them out into
CBS's
the LA
Charlie
streets.
D'Agata
I know, but what's
That's
fun- what else
bullshit.
is funny? Where
Martha's
else could they
Vineyard,
go?
over and over and over and over and over again.
And the
Until there's
unlikely
7, 8,
friendship
9,000
between Her
of them.
Majesty
And then they can go and ask
American
fucking
cowboy.
Obama and Oprah for fucking food and shelter and everything else. Send them fucking Martha's Vineyard.
This is the
Or Canada.
CBS Evening
Send them to
News
Canada.
with Nora O'Donnell.
That's a lot
reporting from
farther
the
though.
nation's
And
capital.
Canada has better border control than
Yeah, that's
Germany
the
do,
problem. We
so they
can't
won't
get
let them over.
them. Can't get them past Canada.
Prevented a catastrophic railroad shutdown. Rail companies and
Oh, so busy.
union reached a tentative agreement
Woo!
less than 24 hours
So
before
nothing
workers
happened.
were sent
Busy
to
night.
walk off the job.
This
President
is
Biden
really
announced the
gross.
deal after an all-night
Did you chew it
negotiating
like that?
session.
Chewing it.
The deal
Yes,
avoids a
it's not.
shutdown of the
nasty.
nation's freight
She really
trains
wants it.
and
She's
passenger
being good
traffic
today.
that could
Very
have
good.
devastated the already fragile
This is
economy
so
less
weird.
than 2 months
Look
before
like
the
Joe
midterm
Biden with
elections.
the finger.
Amtrak is scrambling to restore service after the company
fucking
canceled all
Fonzie.
long-distance routes.
But
that
like
have a
he's
possible work
okay. So
stoppage.
Weaver, the
We
rest
have
are,
a
is he
lot
going
of
to do
news to
something
get
about
to
the
tonight, and
migrants or
CBS's
no?
Nancy Cordes will start us off from
No,
the
he
White
stopped
House.
the
Good
he stopped the
evening,
rail
Nancy.
thing.
So
He's
how does this
done
deal
for the
come
month.
together?
Good night.
Lots of coffee, Nora, some late
Good
night
night.
nudging
He
by
fucking
the
did his
president,
job.
and a meeting between
Right, that's
union
funny
leaders
how they
and
keep
rail
wording that. They're
owners.
like,
It was not
this is what the
allowed to
president did. He
end
did
until they
nothing.
shook hands.
All right, on to this huge
I am very
crisis.
pleased to announce.
It was not
the tentative
allowed to
labor
end
agreement
until they shook
Standing in the
hands.
Rose Garden, President Biden
It was
hailed the
20
deal
hours
to
long.
head off
They
what would
forced
have
them
been the first rail
to
strike
make the deal.
since 1992.
Right, which is
This is
what?
a win for tens of thousands of rail workers.
An American
and for their
union.
dignity.
The agreement was the product
An
of
American
more
union
than
would be what?
20-hour talks led by
Not
Labor
the United
Secretary
States.
Marty Walsh.
But they
It's
weren't
the
getting out.
Soviet Union.
I can tell you that. I told them, you're not getting out of this room.
We
Walsh
going to
says a strike would
communism.
have cost
We
the U.S.
going to
economy
communism.
$2 billion a
I like
day.
really want
have
to
food,
fight Alex on
grain,
this,
corn,
but I don't
waiting to be
know.
transported across the country.
It was a
that wouldn't have gotten
20-hour
there,
meeting.
That would have rotted.
And they had to negotiate a deal.
It would have been devastating.
Oh, also this
secured
this
the
this
largest
November,
wage
there's big
increases
signs
for
all over
railroad
Florida.
workers in more than 4 decades.
When
a
Democrats
raise of
show
24%
up.
over 5 years.
Democracy
They also
wins.
secured one more day of paid leave and
only if you
for the
vote
first
Democrat,
time the right to take unpaid leave.
One more
to
day. I
attend
love that.
medical appointments.
One more day. One day more.
Because that means you need more employees to run your operation.
And they got unpaid leave for medical
I think it's a
appointments.
victory.
Oh, it's so generous.
That victory, so
Did
close
they
to
just
the
say that?
deadline, did come
Oh,
at
it's
a
so
price.
generous.
After
So
fucking
generous.
COVID.
Unpaid
After
leave.
COVID.
Unpaid leave
Long-distance trains
for
and
medical
GM
appointments.
anticipating auto part shortages.
After COVID.
I hope the workers still
Why
strike.
did it get
That's a
to
shitty
this
deal.
point, the eve of a strike? Couldn't that have been averted?
What I asked.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like they're like
everything
it was a
down to the
forced
companies and to the union.
negotiation.
Let's
Okay, well
repeat
that
this.
means
Let's
they
get to
can
the
just
table
come back
early
out of
next
it
year.
once they get out.
Yeah, they said it's not.
That's
a
what
done
Americans
deal.
do.
Was a big test for a man who has frequently billed himself as, quote, the most pro-union president ever. And the test isn't quite over yet, Nora. This deal still has to be
Yeah, most pro-union president ever. Because he's creating the Soviet fucking Union, an American Union. There's no more fucking United States. It's just American fucking Union.
The question is the union pro-union or pro-members? Because that's the deal. Like, is the union in it for the union, or is the union in it for the members?
The union is in it for making the negotiation with the government, which means that it's all about the government. At the end of the day, every union has to negotiate with who?
The government.
And the government is saying, you must reach an agreement with us.
You must.
And I'm the most pro-union person ever to exist. Okay. Like, he lives by that statement. He's been doing that since the fucking 80s.
This guy's name is Llamas? Tom Llamas?
I don't know what that was.
That
wasn't anything that was part of this program. Oh, he's going shipping migrants. All right.
Ooh.
Go with the news. Go with the fucking news.
Immigration battle.
Do you see that they're sitting on the porch? It would have been funny if they were like on the fucking balcony, like second roof, like Sims. They're just like fucking everywhere.
Vinyard with no advance notice.
How did they get up here? It's like on the
ground. In Washington, D.C., 2 buses of migrants sent by the Republican governor of Texas to the residence of Vice President Kamala Harris. DeSantis saying Biden isn't doing his job. How the White House is firing back.
No.
Also tonight, tropical
Just say no
storm
right now
Fiona
because we're in
forming
Florida?
in the Atlantic.
No, it looked
Does
like, I mean,
pose
it
a
probably
threat to
spin off.
the U.S.? The
Don't
new
you fucking
track
say that now, because that means
record
that we'll be talking about Fiona next week when we're like in a fucking tunnel somewhere in Georgia.
Hey, I'm fine with that. We're dropping our Egos Hurricane full episode.
Oh, next week? Right?
Yeah.
So that'd be dope.
Yeah, we've been.
But it won't be dope if we have to evacuate.
To avert a catastrophic rail strike.
We're in Central Florida. I know that's very unlikely, but it could possibly happen.
It's
Life on Mars!
How the Queen's procession brought back memories of his mother, Princess
Is a
Diana.
life on
18
Mars?
months on Mars, what NASA revealed today about the Perseverance rover's search for life on the red planet. And 20-time Grand Slam champ Roger Federer, the major announcement about his future.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. The nation's migrant crisis landing at an unfamiliar doorstep
Wait,
tonight.
from
Nearly
Texas.
50 Venezuelan
That made no
migrants
sense.
flooded
That made no sense.
Wait. So Florida.
Republican
So
governor
DeSantis
to
was
a
like,
Tony
"I got you,
Democratic
Texas,"
enclave in
and then he's like, "We're
Massachusetts.
hey,
captured in this
Texas,
video provided
send
by
your
Governor
people in
Ron
Texas
DeSantis'
to
office from a
Martha's
source
Vineyard
on the
for
ground.
you. Bye.
An attention-making
Like, that's
move
not-
getting just
No,
that
I think he
tonight.
helped them
On the
out.
record migrant
Oh,
crossings
with
of
the
southern
vice
border.
president one?
DeSantis
Oh, so he wanted to do
arguing
this whole
every
thing.
community in
No,
America should be sharing in the
DeSantis-
burden and blaming
I'm
the
sorry,
increase on
Alex, you have to
Biden
pause this 'cause
administration
you're not-
immigration
Oh, I get it.
policies.
DeSantis sent migrants
funded
from
it.
Texas to
Yeah.
Shelter.
Okay.
I was
As
wondering how the
Democrats
migrants
accused
had ended up in
DeSantis of
Florida.
using them as political
Because there are no
pawns.
migrants in
Bernie
Florida.
Sanders has
As
today.
they showed in that clip, they chase them off and they're like, hey,
Or they die in the boat. Or they die in the boat.
Or they die in the boats. But I feel like the police around here like,
Okaloosa County. Okaloosa County.
Yeah.
So right,
Y'all
right,
get
right in the panhandle. That's what happened. Yeah.
Heavily Democratic enclave where former President Obama has a home, arranged by Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis.
So he didn't even fucking put him in a city in Florida. He was like, you send him over to this fucking area on a bus and then I'll fucking ship him off. They ain't even welcome in Tallahassee. Look at that crazy kid behind me. Crazy kid.
Best is for Biden to do his damn job and secure the border.
As the local island community in Massachusetts rallied to help the
Yes,
migrants today,
I know. You at Martha's Vineyard have to figure it out. Bye.
I've never sat on a bus
anger
before.
among some Democrats.
We have the governor of one of the largest states in the country hatching a secretive plot to use humans, to use women, children, families as a political
Again.
And to me,
No one is explaining what they're
it
going to
is
do
so
with them.
cruel.
Yeah.
They just keep saying how cool it is that they did it.
Republican governors along border states sending migrants north, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who's bussed 11,000 migrants to New York City, where Democratic Mayor Eric Adams says the city is nearing a breaking point. Still,
we will continue to welcome asylum seekers with open arms and provide them the services they need.
Abbott also sending 101 migrants to the gates outside of Vice President Kamala Harris's residence in Washington Wednesday, after she said on Meet the Press,
"The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system
Washington, D.C. has requested National Guard to help with a, quote, growing humanitarian crisis. Meanwhile, tonight, NBC News has learned there is friction between the Homeland Security Department and the White House over what to do with 2 million illegal border crossings.
Okay, I'm just gonna pause it there because I need to discuss this.
Wait, I want to hear what the DHS options are.
Options, including flying migrants to the border with Canada.
Sources tell us the White House has so far been reluctant to take that step, which they say would be taking a page out of the Republican playbook.
We were joking about that.
Just send them to Canada.
We were just joking about that.
Oh my God.
About that, and DHS was like, "Can we just like send them to Canada?" So we are not experts. We are on a podcast. Okay, we are not experts.
With little to no thought.
And the DHS came up with the same thought. So Alex, either we need to work for the DHS now.
No, we need somebody better in charge of the DHS. This is too bad. No, I don't want this responsibility. I don't want my whimsical, dumb thought on a comedy podcast to be the order of the land. But apparently we're at fucking full idiocracy now.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow.